look at that. I'm pretty sure we're live.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Welcome to Alyssa Faden Draws. But tonight we're doing Alyssa Faden Colours, and we got a very special guest, Jack of the Call. How are you doing, Jack?
I'm doing very well, my dear. How are you?
Really good. Really good. I've been looking forward to this evening. I really appreciate you being here. We're going to get some great colouring of Lukatoi in today. But before we do that, we're going to give a special shout out to all of our Patreon supporters and our Twitch subscribers. Thank you. Much love to every single one of you. We've actually got more names to add than what is being displayed right here. So for every single one of you, thank you for your support. We are going to get into this. We are going to be colouring Lukatoi. She's getting close. She's getting close. I'm just going to now nudge her that little bit further. Hey, Alex Dixon. Hey, welcome to me. Hi. Oh, in fact, hold on.
Indeed. Did someone redeem headwear?
Wargaming Recon did. So this is for you, Wargame.
You wear fezzes now. Fezzes are cool.
Fezzes are indeed cool. I'm so glad you actually bought me this, because it's perfect for this type of thing. How many times have I actually put this fez on my head in order to be a dope?
I think this is number 3.
Alright, I'm gonna be colouring in the background while we're chatting with Jack. I'm actually going to be... I feel like working on the flagstones today, and I'm not going to do them exactly as I did them on Rikadon, which was a year ago now. I actually did a layer mask, and I was messing around with all sorts of different things. I actually want to do the old school method. I'm just doing this, and I want them to actually be quite light, and I'm just going to colour the whole map like this. And then we'll do parks and stuff like that over the top of it if we need to. Obviously, we've got some buildings and stuff. But I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have almost a bleached white flagstone look. So I'm going to be doing that while we're chatting with the Jackman.
Sounds like a really lame superhero. Jackman. And Wargaming was clarifying that he was not the one who redeemed the headgear. I'm going to
disagree with him, and because Wargaming Recon on 11/24. Holy smokes, I'm a little bit behind doing that. Maybe I never redeemed it last time, but that's okay because Brian McWhirter also did it last night, right near the end of the stream. So, Brian, this is for you too, my friend.
There you go.
Hey,
oh, and Brian's here.
There he is. Hey, Brian. This is for you, my friend.
And it's a fezzy glory.
So, just a quick, I don't want to say warning, but just a quick discussion point. Jack and I were talking earlier about Cyberpunk 2077. Apparently there are released copies out there in the wild. There was a little bit of a snafu with the PlayStation version, but the collector's editions could be starting to arrive as soon as tomorrow in the world. So if you don't want to get spoiled, just watch out for social media. I would ask that if anyone in this channel gets a copy, please don't talk about it, like at all, before release date.
Or if you yourselves hear or see some spoilers about anything.
Just don't repeat them here. Jack and I have been crazy avoiding anything even remotely spoilery, like, for years. It's like, even character generation, we've not watched videos of character generation because we want to experience it ourselves, you know? So that's kind of the mode we're in right now.
Let's see. We are indeed taking off time wargaming to play to pay Cyberpunk from our day jobs. We were taking off because of everything with COVID. All of our like convention vacations, all of those things, they've been canceled like all year, and so we were saving up our time off for taking off to play some Cyberpunk. We're not going to be incommunicado though. I mean, we're going to be pretty heavily into gaming, but it's not like we're going to be unreachable or anything.
Right, I'm going to personally not stream next Thursday because I'm going to be playing. If I do stream, it would be playing Cyberpunk, but I'm not sure if I'll do that day one. And then I'll definitely be streaming again the following week. Without a doubt, we'll be back to mapping. I can't just stop mapping because a game arrived. But the fortunate thing is, if I play it full-time Thursday, full-time Friday, and we play it that weekend, I'm going to be pretty done. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be ready for normal things after that.
Speaking of Cyberpunk 2077, there was my attention was drawn to a post that I saw earlier today about I don't know if you've seen this, Alyssa, or if anybody in the chat has seen this, but it's things that have happened since Cyberpunk 2077 was announced, because they announced it a long time ago. And that's the joke, is that it's going to release in 2077. So I was going to go through the list of all of the things that have come out since they announced that they were working on Cyberpunk 2077. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this. Let's do this.
So, since Cyberpunk 2077 was announced by CD Projekt Red that they were in development on it, 2 Resident Evil remakes have been released, 2 Rockstar open world games have been released, 2 Dark Soul games have been released, 3 Gears of War games have been released, 11 Call of Duty games have been released, 9 Assassin's Creed games have been released, 2
Assassin's Creed games? Wow, okay. Sorry, continue.
It's all right. 2 God of War games have been released. 3 Miyazaki games have been released. 2 Uncharted games have come out. 2 Devil May Cry games have come out. 3 Watch Dogs games have come out. Baldur's Gate 3 was announced and launched. Diablo 4 was announced. 2 Fallout games have been released. 4 Battlefield games have been released. There has been 2 World Cups. An entire Star Wars trilogy has come out. 6 Yakuza games have come out. There have been 2 Popes. 2 Spider-Man reboot movies have come out. There have been 3 Avenger movies. The Wii U died and Switch was born. Both Xbox One and the Xbox Series X have come out. Both PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 have come out. Stadia's birth and death has basically come out. And that we got Skyrim in a fridge. All since Cyberpunk 2077 was announced.
When was it announced?
I actually don't know. Let me actually look that up. But wow. I just thought that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. One of the most expensive games, if not the most expensive game that's ever been made.
Wow.
I'm going to be very curious about their revenue from this. I think it's going to be record-shattering, you know? And Alex Vixen, I hear you on your computer. No problem at all. That little bad boy needs a bit of a tune-up. You go do that. Getting it done before Christmas is definitely the way to do it. Thank you for letting me know that you're not going to be around. I won't be sitting here pining, because that definitely would have happened.
So here we go. It was announced in 2012.
2012, all right. 8 years.
Yep.
8 years in the making.
Yeah, Alex got that. Yep. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Yeah, because I guess according to the, well, you know how Wiki is, you know, sometimes right, but according to Wiki, they announced it in 2012, but they didn't actually enter pre-production until CD Projekt Red was actually done with Witcher 3.
You see, and I was going to ask a question about that. Announcing a game doesn't mean that you're actively working it. You could announce the game and then not touch the bloody thing for years.
Right. It says, according to this, Cyberpunk 2077 entered pre-production with approximately 50 staff members when CD Projekt Red finished Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Blood and Wine in 2016. So they announced it 4 years before they actually...
4 years. Well, there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about right there.
We are a bloody swamp. We need all the land we can get.
I mean, I got to imagine they were pushing it kind of along. Maybe they were gathering art assets, or maybe they were planning out things, like a writer's room or something. Because to just be sitting on it and not doing anything for 4 years, I mean, that seems a bit crazy. There had to at least been maybe a handful of people. Sure, it wasn't the development team, but there had to have been at least a handful of people that, every business meeting, they could be like, okay, so we're starting to go. Because you got to imagine, I mean, production of the game is one thing, but you've got to write the story, you've got to write, you got to understand where the art is, because the programmers are going to all right, we need some direction. Where are we going with this? So I got to imagine, much like a film, there's so much, early work.
I wonder what counts as actually being in production.
Yeah, I don't know.
From that perspective.
If any of you know someone from the computer gaming world, hit him up with that question.
I actually, I need to colour these towers. I actually did a seminar once with a guy, and I forget the name of the company now, but it was a big named company. It was a software thing, talking about agile development. And this entire table were from a big gaming company. And he offered for me to become a playtester. They would send out test copies, and I never followed up with him on it. I felt cheesy, like a fangirl or something.
Right. Huh. And was that because you were into programming, at the time, or was it because your artistic ability, or what was it that?
No, I went as my current job. It was actually with my current company.
Okay.
I was sent with all of the programming team.
Okay.
Because it was felt like I should understand. And it's true, agile development has got a lot of project management considerations. So, that's why I would be there. But I always wish I'd actually followed up with that dude.
Got you. Yeah.
Oh, this brush wargaming, yeah. There's actually a small set of them, and it's fantastic. It's doing everything. I mean, look, it's actually doing. I'm gonna call it cobble, but I mean, it's doing the flagstones for me. It's so useful. And I really should have just done a fill with this instead of what I'm doing right now. But whatever. I'm just having fun coloring my map like I've got a big crayon in my hand.
And do you go back and do the buildings that you missed that are now kind of?
Yes, I am definitely going to do the buildings that I've missed, because obviously there's quite a few of them. But we left the last stream with me colouring buildings, and I didn't want to pick up this stream with me colouring buildings. And I think this will actually help me identify the areas that we need to redo. Also, I'm going pretty heavy on the flagstone. We are going to come over the top of this, and we're going to actually... I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. One thing we're going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to call this dirt layer. Okay, I'm just going to call it dirt. I'm going to change my brush to, let's say, my happy HB. We're going to pick up on a little bit of green and say something like that for the sake of argument. I'm then going to come in here and we're going to add a little bit of growth all around here as well. We're going to do this all over the city, and so it'll be slightly imperfect, and then when we get to areas like like even down here, or actually I have one of those over here. We're going to do the same here, but we're going to do it actually with a whole bunch of dirt. I haven't actually coloured in these tents here. So we'll end up with like a flagstone area, but with some dirt and shit on it. It'll be kind of cool.
Interesting. Hello, princess.
Hey, Princess! Thank you, Princess. Yeah, the flagstone is gonna rock this freaking map. It's gonna be good. It's gonna transform this map. This is one reason why I wanted to get flagstone done tonight. It's just gonna start popping it up, you know? This map is actually gonna be pretty dry and white. Almost chalk-like. I'm concentrating a lot on that tonight, but I'm gonna do all of the flagstone, and then we're actually gonna switch to the green areas. We're actually gonna hit up the farms tonight. So farms and flag is my objective. Yeah, dry brushing minis, actually, wargaming. That's a great analogy right there. This definitely has a similar feel.
Oh, I haven't forgotten, Striga. I haven't forgotten.
Oh, except now I'm on green. But look at that! Isn't that beautiful? It's just, it's great. I love this bush. And it's just like that, we now have white back. And this is why I kind of wanted to start with this, by the way. This is a great warm-up. I think you all know, I like to warm up on my channel first. And this is a great way to do it. By the way, Princess, you asked for Jack, and we've got Jack.
Hello. Yeah, I agree with Striga. The cobble looks, the flag, excuse me, looks really, really cool on the map.
Oh, I should be in this area. I should not be in this area. God damn it. God damn it. Oh well, I'll fix it later. Because I haven't coloured the university, like, at all. And I actually want it to be pretty green. But I'll just colour green right over the top. Let's just do this for now. Okay, so I actually really wanted to see what this area would look like with the white on, because I want this area to feel almost like concreted. So this is going to give me a good feel for it.
It's kind of one of those things where I'm actually kind of mesmerized by the flagstoning that's going on.
I love it. I really do love it. This is one reason why I wanted to start the stream with this, because I felt like it would just really pop it off the map. It's such a great brush, and it has such a positive effect on the map itself. It's going to transform Lukatoi into something that looks almost finished. I kind of want to try and shoot for tomorrow night, going, okay, I think we're pretty much done, apart from just a couple of things and some Bob's your uncle, throw some labels on there, done.
Nice.
I suppose it looks like a variant of the Enterprise. Yes, you can thank Carthage for that.
Was that the that inspiration of the port there?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We actually, I think I might have deleted them, but I had 2 pictures of Carthage. Actually, here they are. This is Carthage. Carthage Harbour. It's famous, and like there's ruins of this obviously still out there. Heavily Roman, because the Romans got there. But this was the inspiration. We did an amalgamation between those two.
Very nice. Very nice.
But this is the best military wharf I have ever done. Saladin class. You know, let's just do it this way. I could actually put a little select tool around this, but let's be lazy. Let's be lazy. Maybe we won't be this lazy, because I'm only going to have to pick up my own mess afterwards. Let's put a select tool around this.
So I was looking up the Saladin class starship from Star Trek because I don't know Star Trek too well. So I was just looking it up to see what Alex Vixen and Wargaming and GL were talking about. So I was like, oh, okay, gotcha, I gotcha.
That's one area of nerddom that I have never gotten deep into. I used to be able to identify a mech from MechWarrior just by a single little tiny piece of an image. So I kind of get it. I do get it. I understand it, and I'm not mocking it at all. But I guess what I'm saying is I can feel you. If you can identify the ships from the Star Trek universe that way, I have deep admiration for that.
I've always been impressed by anybody who's able to remember that kind of thing. I know, Alyssa, you always tease me that I'm your Posca and I can remember everybody's names and I can remember like weird bits of knowledge from things. But I've actually always been jealous of people that can recall. Like, I'm a big fan of Star Wars, but if you ask me what was that class of ship that the blah 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 flew, or what was the type of weapon that he was using, like what kind of blaster, like what's Han Solo's blaster, I unless I'd have Google, I couldn't tell you. For some reason that type of, and the thing is I've looked that up literally like a dozen times, and every time I look it up I go, oh, of course it's that, because once I see the name I go, yeah, that one. But if you ask me to recall it, like, a day later, I'm like, crap, I don't remember. So it's like, it's that kind of thing. So, ooh, Dave Holland-Art, hello.
Dave Holland's here?
Yes, indeed. I think he just got raided with some peeps.
David. This is actually a great map for you to join us on, because we're drawing an Athens-inspired city map, and we're in the colouring stages of it right now, and I'm doing super fun, sexy time with this colouring, because we're doing this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Flagstone brush, and we have Jack with us.
Hello.
It is good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining. The hat, by the way, is entirely optional. We have some games that we play in the channel, and Brian McWhirter, one of our regulars, paid channel currency for me to wear this today. Thank you, Dave. I really do appreciate that, my friend. I really do.
And I feel honored because I'm normally not on the Wednesday stream. Normally I'm on the Monday stream, so this is awesome. Hello, everybody.
I love, by the way, that ink-stained teeth. That is such a great name. That is seriously such an awesome name. $145 Bob Ross emotes. I'm picturing it. And even one Bob Ross emote would be absolutely freaking wonderful. Love Bob Ross. 145 of them, just gonna roll myself around inside that Bob Ross goodness. Yeah, so basically this map, so you all know, I mean, this is kind of the thing that I'm best known for, is drawing city maps. I've been doing it for absolutely years now. I do it for the tabletop RPG industry, mostly. Occasionally, the odd fictional author here and there. I start with, if I'm just going to hide all of my colours here. Oh, let's put our background on now. I start with black and white. I'm a traditional ink on paper gal. That's how I started. I moved into drawing on a Cintiq 24-inch HD Touch. It gives me that, pen on paper sort of feel, but the beautiful thing is that I can now color in Photoshop as I go, and I can also go, oops, erase it, which has actually made me a better cartographer because I can take risks, So we do this, and I go stupid with the detail, tent ropes, cranes, and crap by the wharf. We just go full out. This one is actually for an RPG book that is coming out next year. Once we've got it drawn, we just start colouring everything in. And my style of colouring is to really layer on top of each other, so at least to begin with. And the water's going to be very different in this. It's going to end up looking a little bit more like this in the background here. This is a city that it's the Twin City. So it's Mediterranean inspired, so you'll be able to see the seaweed underneath the rocks and that type of thing. So, but I wanted to just get a placeholder in there, get our placeholder ground in, then start building up our ground, whether it be our little sort of green areas, maybe a little bit of the drier stone. So keep layering it up, And we're not done with this by a long stretch. We've got probably another 2-3 layers of colouring to do. I'm currently doing the roads. This is where we're at. Roads and the dirt on top of the roads. We've also got the trees. Can't forget the trees. And of course the buildings. We haven't done all of the buildings, but we've done a good chunk of them. But I decided today I just wanted to kick back, relax, drink a little bit of whiskey, and use this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful brush, which is doing my flagstones for me.
And thank you. Is it no Morgan or is it Nom Oregon? Because those are two different things.
Nom Oregon? What?
It's NOOO and then MORGAN. So it's either no Morgan or it's Nom Oregon. Because again, those are two very separate things. It's either the name Morgan with a long no in front of it, or you're nomming organs, like you're
nomming
Morgan.
Organs.
Okay, there you go. So it's no Morgan. Okay, cool. All right. Just wanted to check. I was like, either there's a zombie or someone's trying to tell Morgan to stop. Okay, cool. Just checking. Oh, it's from a meme. Okay, see, that's pop culture me out the window. Sorry. That's I wanted to comment on something that you mentioned about the fact that you've actually gotten better as a cartographer when you move to digital, because that's almost something that people would be thinking like, well, isn't digital kind of a crutch? But you're like, but you actually said it. No way. You're like, I'm able to take more risks, and that makes total sense, because when you used to do ink on paper, I guess theoretically if you did pencil on paper, you could have taken some risks because you could have done some erasing, but typically if you're doing ink on paper, you've gotta stick to things that you gotta stick to things that you're safe with, because if you mess up, that's now part of the map now, or you've got to scrap the whole thing and kick it to the curb.
No, 100%, because especially like when I was doing ink on paper,
we need all the land we can get.
When I was doing ink on paper, I would pencil in like the big broad like city walls, maybe the main roads, key areas, but then everything else after that, all of these individual little buildings, I would ink in. And so especially like things, another thing I could do is I can obviously zoom in too, but if I'm going to do a statue, I'm inking that statue. Even if I've penciled it in first, I'm inking it. If I frick up on that statue, it's done. It's there forever,
Right.
And so that I would subconsciously I'd play within a safe zone all of the time, and I didn't realize I was doing it until I started drawing on the Wacom, until I started drawing digitally, and then I realized what I was doing is I would go, well, let's just try this. And I felt liberated. It was a liberating experience, because even if it was like, shit, it looks good but it's on the wrong angle, all right, change the angle, grab it, all right, you're good. It's brilliant.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
What was the song that just played? Then there's been a couple. There's all sorts of little sort of chat things in this channel. As you join the channel, if you follow the channel, if you subscribe to the channel, if you host the channel, if you chat in the channel, you actually earn channel currency, and it allows you to redeem things like that. The professionals know. And so there was a save command that just got played, which is them reminding me to save, because I keep forgetting to do so. There you go. Thank you, Wargaming. Oh, it's Jack that did the redeem wine.
So, showing whatever.
Thank you. So yeah, we just got all of those little redeem things. We've got like question time. We've got bean time. In fact, I think someone even redeemed a bean. So shall we show our channel guests bean time? Shall we do that, everyone? You watch. It's going to be a good bean. But shall we do it? Bean time. See, ink stained teeth is like what's bean time? Well, let's do it. Oh, there's two? There's two? Alright. No, let me just verify that there's two here. You may love beans, ink-stained teeth. You may not love these beans. So let's just verify that we do have two. I'm not going to have Jack walk away with one. We do have two beans that have been redeemed. So Jack, you're gonna have to do a bean. You can blame Princess. Alright, so for everyone's edification, we not only draw and colour, occasionally chat to Jack, wear silly hats, but we also eat these beans. Now what's special about these beans? Well, these are 50-50 good, or bad. They can literally taste like dog shit, puke, grass, hobo genitals. I don't know. It's just there's so many bad beans in here, and I tend to get most of them.
Ghost peppers.
Oh, and there are some hot beans in here. Like some really hot beans. There are ghost pepper beans in here. And it's pretty much 50-50 at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in. I'm going to have Jack draw a random one. Do you want to eat it here next to me? You're going to take it back there? Alright, so Jack's going to take his. I'm going to eat mine before Jack, okay? So here we go. I don't know what I'm getting. And even if I looked, by the way, I have no idea. Because the colours give you no clue. Yesterday's was a bad bean. So I'm nervous because we've got a crowd, and you watch, this is going to be the hot pepper one. I'm going to die. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. I don't know what it is, but it's not hobo genitals. Oh, I think that's a good one. That's my bean done, mothers.
So just so everybody is, any new people that are here that are confused, I'm Melissa's husband, so hence why I'm able to walk across the house and get her a drink and take a jelly bean.
No, he's just a random freaking stranger, just crawling through my house.
Some person randomly strolling through her house. But I also agreed just this last Monday, because she has this whole this whole jelly bean thing. I very stupidly agreed that anytime she got an even number of jelly bean requests, that I would take the second one. That was why she was checking to see if there was two in queue.
That was a really stupid thing for you to agree to, by the way, Jack.
It was. Wargaming, I'm a house kobold.
Accurate.
So here we go. This one is gray or maybe purple. I can't quite tell. With black flecks.
Purple with black flecks.
So let's see how this goes. Oh, I don't know what that is, but it's amazing.
Oh, is it? Two good ones. Two good ones in one evening.
Oh, that's great. Again, for clarification, Monday, I literally had one that was vomit, and I am still having PTSD from that. Whew.
So ink stained, seriously, when they're bad,
wowzers,
they're so bad.
I didn't realize
so
I was
bad.
I was on the verge of a panic attack there. I didn't realize it. I just realized my heart was beating real fast.
Yeah.
Whew.
They can get really bad. I've had a couple of the hot ones, and they're ridiculously hot. Like, I'll just start hiccuping right here. And I don't think I've had one of the Reapers yet. So that's going to be a thing. When we first started doing it, literally my first 9 out of 11 were just all bad.
Yeah, I think out of your entire, because you've had probably about, maybe not 30, you've probably had about 20 now.
Yes.
I want to say about 15 of them have been horrible for you.
Yeah, most of the beans I have are pretty horrid.
You're definitely 75 to 80.
I have eaten grass stains, hobo sock juice, you name it, I've had it.
Oh, and I see, Princess, I see that you're in the chat. So now that some time has gone by, I was going to redeem your story time from Monday, because I wanted to make sure that you were here after we, let some time build up.
Story time.
So, story time with Jack. I was just going to tell a random story from, well, hopefully the past. No, I'm going to tell you a story from my future. No. So it's kind of an elaborate, I'm going to treat it as almost like an elaborated Jack fact, but a bit of a story. So, when I was younger, when I was, God, what age was I in? I was in kindergarten, which is what, 5 years old, I think. I think kindergarten in the States is 5 years old. I was real young. This is first grade is what comes after kindergarten. So whatever the hell first grade is, I was 1 year younger than that. And I'm in my kindergarten class, and one of the school aides that works for like the principal's office comes into the classroom, speaks with the teacher, and they come over to me and they're like, Jack, this lady would like to take you to the main office. And I'm like sitting there with friends in a circle, like we're doing crafts or whatever the heck you do at kindergarten time. And so I'm like, oh no, like what's happening, what's going on? Like I'm completely oblivious. Like I'm like, I don't, like, why would I need to go to the office? This doesn't make any sense. So we walk across. I always remember the school was arranged in almost like a giant, like a field quad, almost kind of like a Roman building, where there was like all the buildings were on the outside, and in the middle there was kind of like a field or a garden type area. So we leave the overhanging roofs. We're crossing this field. We get to the main office on the other side, and when we go in, there's a boy who's a little bit older than I am. Not a little bit older, a lot older than I am. He's probably 5-6 years older than I am. So he's probably like what, a 4th grader, 5th grader, and he's sitting on one of the chairs inside the principal's office. And he's got like, he's like, looks like he's been, in a bit of a scrap, in a bit of a situation. And and he looks at me like, who the hell is this kid? And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know who this is. But again, I'm like 5. What the hell do I know? So I go into the principal's office, and the principal, it looks at me when I come in, and there's a couple of other like teachers and stuff around, and they all look a bit concerned when I come in. And I sit down, and they go, hi. And I'm like, hi. And they're like, so we heard about what happened. What can you tell us? And I was like, yeah, about what happened. Yeah. I don't really know what there is to say. And all of them kind of looked at each other, and the principal was like, okay, just to clarify, your name is Jared Cull, right? Now, Jared is my brother, who's 4 years older than I am. And I immediately was like, oh no, my big brother, who I love and adore, who's one of my heroes. I'm 5 years old. He's one of my heroes, and is my little protector. Something happened, and he's now in trouble. Ooh, I've gotta do something. So I was like, well, no, my name is Jack Cull, but technically my name is Jared, but everybody calls me Jack, but my name's Jared. It's like, and so I immediately start flubbing it, like right off the bat. Like I'm immediately contradicting myself because I'm confused. I've never lied before. I'm freaking 5 years old. What the heck do I know? And they're like, oh, okay, so your name is Jared, but you like to go by Jack, right? And I'm like, yes, that's it. My name is Jared, but I go by Jack. And they're looking at their forms because they have forms that say like Jared Co. And they're like, okay, so I forget the kid's name now. Let's just call him Billy. They're like, so Billy out there came up to you and started hitting you. Is that right? And I was like, yes, he, for no reason, he came up to me and started hitting me, and I didn't do anything. I should not get in trouble. My name is Jared, and I should not get in trouble. And just like, because I'm thinking like, okay, so my brother probably got into a fight and something bad happened to him, so I'm going to say that he's completely innocent, pretending that it's me, and everything's going to be great. And all of them are super confused, and they're looking around, and they're like, okay, can you go sit out in the lobby? And I go sit out, and I'm sitting across from this kid who looks like he's been in a scrap, because he was with my brother. And all of the teachers kind of are talking amongst themselves, and they come out and they go, okay, we're going to take you back to your classroom. Unbeknownst to me, which I found out later, they pulled up records and they found out that Jared had a younger brother named Jack who was in kindergarten at the same school.
They bubbled you. They figured you out.
They told the kid, but I didn't know that, and so I was like, yes, save the day. And I found out later that yes, my brother had gotten into a fight and with another kid, and they both got called into the office, except I got called into the office by accident because they were just looking by last name, and JAC comes before JAR, and so. There you go.
That's so cute. That is so freaking cute.
I found out later in life, not too much later, but a little bit later when I was able to retain comprehensive thought as opposed to being a freaking dope, that my brother and a friend of his were actually school terrors, but in a weird way. They were the bullies of the bullies. Like, if there was a kid who would like to pick on other kids, my brother and his friend would literally beat the shit out of those people. And the two of them were virtually unstoppable. Like, any school they went to, there were no bullies. Like, they would fight kids that were like 2-3 grades above them. Like, when they were like 4th graders, the 6th and 7th graders were like, we're not going to pick on anybody, because Jared and Sam are going to kick the shit out of us.
School
they were
vigilantes.
Kind of awesome. They were vigilantes. They were pretty cool. But they got really cocky about it, and so Jared told me that there were some times that, like, when one of them was sick one day, the other one would get the crap beaten out of him because the buddy wasn't there.
Renoir, good to see you, my friend.
Hello.
It is indeed both of us. Jack, that is an incredible story. That is an incredible story. That is so cute. You were going to fall under your sword for your brother.
I was, yes,
that's
Princess,
so cool.
My name is Jared, and I should not get in trouble. It was one of those things where I was like, I have to defend him because he's in trouble. I was literally about to die on my sword for my brother.
That's so cute.
So, thanks, Ryan. That's awesome. Thank you. But yeah, that's my story. That's my story.
It's a great story. That was a good one.
She says, worth waiting 2 days for. Okay, cool. I'm glad. It's one of those things where, oddly enough, I don't think about my past often. So I certainly did have an anonymous cheerer. Thank you, I don't know if that's actually your name or if you're literally an anonymous cheerer. Hey, Alex Vixen, subscribe! Yay!
Alex Vixen, you rock, girl. Love you. Seriously, you're a great facet to this channel. I really love you for it. And an anonymous cheerer, awesome name. Gotta admit, confuses a lot of people. But I'm gonna guess, Jack, that they're cheering your story, because that was an awesome story.
Here, I'm sharing my resubscription because everybody gets a thingy, I think. I don't know if everybody does. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
And yeah, so actually, Alex Vixen got a gift sub. Anonymous cheerer. Thank you. I really mean that. That is
Wait a minute. Except
Get
I
to
got
be
the
right
random.
in the fields, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is absolutely awesome. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We're going to look at this map in progress. A Mediterranean-inspired, Athens-inspired fantasy city map. Thank you. I love that. So, anonymous cheerer just comes in, just swoops in, lays down some love. And you know what? In 2020, we need a little bit of that. So, thank you. Seriously, that's fantastic.
I think I got gifted with a sub by accident or something. So I'm gonna gift a sub back.
Oh, Jack's doing a sub. So I read a story today too, which apparently is true, because I read it on the internet. I don't know. Don't ask questions. Just accept it for the love that it has. But we were talking about Cyberpunk 2077 earlier. And there was a guy that was in GameStop and he was turning in thank you, Jack. But he was turning in his Cyberpunk Collector's Edition because he didn't have time to play it. I'm guessing this is a guy that's got a little bit of coin, you guys, and he wants to he doesn't have time to play for whatever reason. So he's turning it in. Behind him, at GameStop, there was a guy who is turning in some games for some coin because he's lost his job due to COVID. He's on hard times, and they must have got talking because it turns out like this guy would really love to play, but he can't. Obviously, he can't afford it. The guy who's turning in his collector's edition, he's going to cancel it out. Says to the teller, pay it up, pay it off, gets his receipt, turns around to the guy behind him, gives it to him, says Merry Christmas. And apparently this kid behind him is about 25 years of age. It's just got tears coming down his face. And gets me right here, you know? I love playing it forward, I love giving. And I'm like, that's cool. We need more love in this world of ours. So
That we do. For sure. That's so good. I love stories like that.
So now this kid that was turning in games because he needs the coin is actually got a collector's edition of Cyberpunk 2077. He could be playing it tomorrow.
Dang it! That's awesome. That's awesome. I kind of dig that when you gift subs, it randomly gives it to people in the that are like either watching or following. So to the I'm familiar with the name Papa Fox Tacos, even though I don't think that they're in the stream, and I don't know if they've been here for a while. But
yeah, Papa Fox hasn't been here for a short while, unfortunately, because I love the name Papa Fox.
But Putzi and Potato Knife, Weird Life, and Silver Griffin, if you guys are around, congrats on that winning of that subscription lottery. I
love the name that some people come up with, Potato Knife. I don't have the imagination for that. I actually think I have a good imagination, and these guys and girls put me to freaking shame.
And I like it because it's very much Samwise Gamgee. It's Potato Knife. Ooh, cheering from Wargaming. Hey, lots of cheering.
Yay, the cheers. Don't we all need a good feel factor? I was about to say feel fun factor. What the frick? What's coming out of my mouth right now?
Yeah, Brian McWhorter. Wait, people aren't using their real names? Yeah, no, right.
Yeah, says Alyssa Phaeton. Shit, that's an option? No, seriously, man. I actually, honestly, so I'm on a lot of social platforms. I am on Twitter. I am on Twitch. I am on Instagram. Apparently, I'm on TikTok. Don't ask. I'm on Facebook. and every single place you can find me as Alyssa Faden. Nice, simple, to the point, and truthful. I'm sure Brian relates. But all of you people out there that have a different name per bloody channel, you're hard to keep up with. That's all I'm saying. Inkstained Teeth is an awesome name. But if you go by a different name on Facebook and a different name on Twitter and a different name on Instagram, my head breaks.
See, and I go by Box Office Jack everywhere except for Facebook, because Facebook is angry banhammer of you must use your name if you're gonna be on here.
Yes,
so it's like, okay, so I'm Box Office Jack everywhere, even though I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram, only because I follow like media personalities. I never like, well, okay, no, on Twitter I retweet a bunch of shit. Instagram I don't, because I'm just there for like, I want to see The Rock's cheat meal, or I want to see, some celebrity that only has an Instagram account. I want to see, Arnold Schwarzenegger doing a freaking, selfie video or something. But it's always Box Office Jack, except for Facebook, in which case it's my name.
And Ryan Noir, how do I have the time? Seriously? I hired a social media guy. His name is Pex. And Pex hires other people.
Yeah, Pex. He's in the chat. Be more like Pex.
That's awesome. What timing? So, seriously, I have about 6 people behind me right now. I do my own Facebook, but I don't do my own cartography Facebook anymore. I do Facebook, and I do this. And this team of awesome people, headed by Pex, do the rest. Yeah. I have a social media manager.
And I'm sure a lot of celebrities do. I'm not saying that you're a celebrity, because you're not. But I'm saying that I got to imagine that a lot of celebrities can't keep up with that type of thing.
Oh, 100%.
Everybody has. If you're busy all the time, while you're not a celebrity, I'm sure you will be one day, but you are busy all the time. You are working. Like, I'm here all the time, and holy scamoli, you work all the time, It's one of those things where you kind of have to. Like, I know a lot of people were talking on Monday, like, hey, do you want to have it wasn't Monday, it was yesterday when I was lurking on the channel. Everyone was saying like, oh, Jack should do his own channel, or Jack should do, YouTube or something. I was like, I would, but then I wouldn't be able to do like other things I'd want to do. So I would need to literally hire somebody. I need to hire a Pex myself in order to do my own channel, because it's like, I wouldn't have any time to do anything else. It's crazy to keep up with everything. There's too many social medias.
Well, and it gets to a point too where you can't keep up with your obligations as well,
That's true.
My Patreon was getting neglected, and so I've got wonderful people backing me on Patreon, and I'm not giving them anything. I'm not even giving them information. I'm being neglectful at that point, and I own that. And I recognize it, and that's why I'm like, you know what? I need to get someone to help me out. Ever since Pex got involved, Patreon are being communicated with. They've got channels where they can like hang out with me. We're giving a huge amount back, and Pex is like, so, well, these rewards, bitch. And I'm like, sorry, Pex, here you go, Masha. And he's like, farming them out, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. In a way, it almost helps you stay focused and stay organized, because if you're like, oh, I've got a free evening, I'm gonna do this project, when in actuality it's like, no, you actually need to do this project for Patreon. But having a Pex and having a thing, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't even think about so much of stuff, so on Monday when all of the rewards were sent out, Pex did it. Pex did the work. We met, we spoke about it, I produced the content that actually went out, but Pex did the labor work that actually shipped it all out. So a Ryan Noir, when you're overloaded, and You're dealing with getting product out, and that you need to do. Stick to that. But then you're doing that, and you're not on Facebook, you're not on Instagram, you're not on TikTok, you're not on Twitch, you're not on Twitter. That's where someone like Pex kicks in and goes, I got it. I got you, boo. And he deals with that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Orion, you get 200 messages a day. And I'm guessing that's not spam. Like, that's literally 200 messages you actually are actionable that you need to respond to. That's crazy town.
Yeah, that's real crazy time. And Princess, I can actually believe that, girl. I can easily believe that. Yeah, because I'm actually gonna read this back out to you. So my thought process of last year was finish my current obligations around June, July. That was the Zagora Games Tegel Manor. And then that opened the doors to working on other projects, one of which was actually this map, the ink work, but then we stopped working on this map and we switched over to the sister Rikadon map. We finished the Rikadon. But I knew in the last quarter of last year that we were going to be rolling over into something else and Gary Con, right? At the time when we were all hanging out. Troll Lord Games contacted me, wanted me to do Gaxmore. I love Troll Lord quite a bit. Of course I'm going to do Gaxmore. So we started working on Gaxmore and then went from Gaxmore into the Gary Con map, right? And the Gary Con map carried us into 2021. But the Gaxmore is what took us, I think, out of this year. And that was a fun project.
Nice. And I know Wargaming, I'm trying to think, you said, you asked a while earlier now. You were asking if Alyssa and I were going to be attending virtual TotalCon. I think we were. I don't know if Alyssa's going to be running any games, but if she, there you go. Thank you. Alyssa and Jack, will you be guests? I don't know if we're going to be guests at virtual TotalCon, but we are for sure attending. And I got to assume, I don't want to speak for you, my dear, but I got to assume you're going to be running a mapping stream.
Yes, I do want to. I've been a little bit out of sorts recently. Just this whole COVID thing, honestly, has kind of affected me. Like, I'm good hanging out in my house and just like not communicating with people, but that includes not running games. I just don't want to. But yes, I think Jack and I will be at TotalCon Virtual, and I think actually TotalCon Virtual and GaryCon Virtual. Now I'm not sure I'm going to take off the full 4 days though. So if I run something, it's going to be probably maybe Friday night, Saturday, maybe Sunday morning. But yeah, I think I will. I think I will. Personally speaking, we'll be there one form or another.
Yeah, I've been debating whether or not I want to run anything that's like a public game.
Oh, you should.
And if I was going to run anything, I'd probably run something that I would probably run the adventure that I wrote for the Black Lung adventure that I wrote for the the zine that was coming out, the e-zine that's coming out, that they're going to be funding here soon. I wrote an adventure for, and it was a Shadowrun 5e adventure. And if I was going to do that, it's one of those things where it's like I don't know how long it plays, so I would almost want to like play test it a couple of times first with certain people, just to see how long it goes. Like,
it's good you hear people play testing all of the time. Right,
like if I can get it in 4 hours, great. If I can get it in 2 hours, great, because then maybe I could run it twice, depending. Sure, Wargaming. Yeah, Wargaming. You can always send me messages. you have. I know I'm not really the best at responding quickly because that's just a fault of mine. But you can always send me messages.
And Wargaming, I think you can rest assured that Jack and I are going to go, sure, we'll do it.
Yeah, totally. I don't know what I would qualify to be on a panel for, but question time.
Question time. But yeah, Wargaming Recon, yeah, of course we're going to be down with that. Yeah, sign us up. We are very much down with that.
All right, so
I need book two.
1891.
1880. Actually, so who do you want to actually answer this question first? Or then we'll all do it. You know what? It doesn't matter. 1891. By the way, I shuffled the books. This is What If. 1891.
Ooh, what if? Nice. And I've got a generic what if question as well for after this. That's just a thing.
All right, so we're all going to answer this question. Then Jack's got a generic what if. What if you were a unicorn? Okay, 1891.
Would be amazing.
Apparently I can't count. There we go. 1891. Come on. There we go. What if you were playing a game with a pro poker players? What would your poker face look like? All right, I can answer this.
Wait. So, if you were playing with pro poker players, what would your poker face look like? Oh, this is going to be good, Alyssa. Okay, let's.
No, I can answer this truthfully, because Jack knows me. Jack will attest that this is my poker face. That's my poker face.
When she's got a good hand, that's gonna be what she looks like.
Seriously,
yes.
my poker face. In fact, I'm gonna go large here, just real quick. My poker face, and I hate this about myself, but it's good because I literally can't lie. But my poker face literally looks like this. I raise you $1. I am a terrible poker player. I can't hide it. I just can't do it. See you, Ryan Noir. Thank you for hanging out with us. Alright, so what about you guys and girls? What are your poker faces like? Do you have a good poker face? Do you have a bad poker face?
Okay, so I've watched the World Series of Poker for a few years, way back in the day, and one of the things that always annoyed me is the fact that so many poker players would cover up and that type of thing. So because of that, well, I'll be right back.
Oh shit! Okay, bye. Princess Strega, nor do I, darling. I would actually play poker with friends, genuinely so, but there we go. I wanted to check, but I know that I don't have a good poker face. I just can't hold it in, because when I do try to hold things in, like, it all comes out.
Okay, so if I was going to play poker,
so yeah, and actually, so that's totally legit, Jack. Actually, by poker rules nowadays.
According to poker rules, this can be my poker face, and no one can say a dang thing. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
That's so cool.
I mean, really, like, you don't even have to try nowadays. Like, that was always one of the great things that I love about, like, old, like, movies, like with westerns or whatever, and they have to do with there's a poker playing scene or something. It's all about the even what is the Ed Norton, Matt Damon, damn it, Rounders? No, not Rounders.
Yeah, I thought it was Rounders.
Rounders.
Yeah, where it's all about the Oreos or something.
With Malkovich being like the villain.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's all about the tell. Thank you, everybody coming in with Rounders. Yeah. It was about the tells, and it was about the facial tics. It was all about that kind of thing. It's about reading your opponent. So nowadays, you could literally come into a poker game in a freaking goddamn spacesuit.
Yep. Yeah.
And play poker, and it's like, all right.
I don't think that's legit. I feel like the poker experience is being able to read other human beings, right? And the minute you take that off the table, it's like, well, what's the point? Like, right. I could turn up like Bubble fucking Girl at this point. Are we playing virtually at this stage?
Right. Magnificent Pex doesn't like playing poker with friends because he doesn't like taking their buddy.
Oh, smack talk. All right.
Well, and I actually read it wouldn't be an autobiography, because every time I think of an autobiography, it's like someone telling of their life, but it was an autobiographical. Oh, Alex, you said. I've been told my poker face, aka whenever I play cards, is me giving everyone the Punisher's death stare over the top of my cards. Holy crap.
So basically, when you play with Alex Vixen, and we all know Alex Vixen a little bit at this point, she stares at you until you fold. And I think we can all believe that.
Because if you don't fold, she will kill you.
She will rear naked choke your ass.
Not a biopic or a biopic or a memoir, but it was definitely it was a guy who was writing about he was supposed to be there as a journalist for the World Series of Poker, and he wrote about his experience where he actually, because he actually himself was a poker player, even though he was a journalist, he wasn't a professional poker player, he was a professional journalist who played poker. And he ended up getting into like the final table that year, and it's like legit. Like you can actually find like footage of this guy. I forget his name now. And so he actually wrote. It was an autobiographical book about his time when he went to this World Series of Poker for that year. He was supposed to be reporting on it as a journalist, and he ended up at the final table. He was the first one to get knocked out of the final table. I think it's like 8 players at the final table. But he was there, and so it was actually a very interesting book. But in that book, it was one of those things where, kind of like Rounders, the film, where it was talking about it's not about luck, and it's not. I mean, yes, tells are very important, especially to know if someone's bluffing. But really, you have to play the cards, and you have to know percentages, and you have to know probabilities, and you have to be able to know them, and not just like sit there and try to figure them out. You've got to know them like that, so you can decide whether you're going to respond quickly, or if you're going to respond slowly, or if you're going to raise, or if you're going to fold, or if you're just going to call. It was a super, like, it was like it opened my mind to, whoa, poker is not about, I'm going to sit here and look at my opponent and see if I can see if their eye twitches, to see if they're lying like they do in the movies. It was so not that. It was really interesting. I wish I could remember the name of the guy who did it, because it was actually a really interesting read. Because the fact that because he was a good poker player, that was the thing, and he knew how to read cards, and he knew when to fold and when to keep playing and that type of thing. And so it was by a fluke. He's like, and I'm at the final table. And he's like, I'm supposed to be here as a journalist writing about the World Series of Poker. I'm not supposed to be the guy at the final freaking table. It was really great. Yeah, I've actually seen 21. Yeah. Why is the Magic the Gathering make good why that's why Magic the Gathering makes good poker players and why poker players make good Magic the Gathering players. Oh, okay. I haven't played Magic in years, but I didn't think it was about bluffing. I thought Magic the Gathering was about crushing your opponents and hearing
under the heel of your boots.
I was gonna say
in their face.
And hearing the lamentations of the women or whatever. It was a Conan line in there somewhere. Risk assessments like stocks and bonds. Oh, good lord. That's probably why I dropped out of Magic. Well, no, I dropped out of Magic because they kept upping what was tournament legal, and they basically were like, you've got to keep buying all the latest cards. LOL. We know you just bought a crap ton of the last set, but that's not legal anymore. Ha ha, sucks to be you. It was not the biggest bluff by Maria Konnikova. No, it was a male journalist. Let's see, poker. His name was James McManus. Let's see. The book he wrote was Positively Fifth Street: Murderers, Cheetahs, and Binion's World Series of Poker. It was the 2000 World Series of Poker. Yeah, Jim McManus. He was there on behalf of Harper's Magazine. This is the description right here. On assignment from Harper's Magazine, McManus was sent to Las Vegas to cover the trial of Rick Tabish and Sandy Murphy, who were accused of murdering Binion's Horseshoe Casino executive Ted Binion. The trial concluded with a 2000 World Series of Poker, in which McManus entered. He won a satellite tournament in the main event and reached the final table, placing him and placed fifth. Excuse me. He placed fifth place. Yeah. So it was a pretty good book. I forgot that he was there. That's why he was there. It wasn't that he was chronicling the poker tournament. He was there to report on the high profile murder trial that was going on. So, and the funny thing is the book actually, I do recall now, it's actually him. It's like he's trying to do his journalistic duties, and like he's trying to care about the case, but he keeps getting pulled into the poker side of things, you know.
Is this a true story?
Yeah. It was him. It was and that's what I was saying. It was an autobiographical recounting of this guy, this journalist who was there to cover something else, and he ended up playing a bunch of poker, and he ended up on the final table. It was like, what the hell is going on around here? Yeah, it was good stuff. It was good stuff.
Time check, by the way, Princess Strega, my love. We are about an hour and a quarter into this thing. We are going to end the stream in about 15 minutes. We are back tomorrow, though. Same time, same map, same colouring, maybe the same hat. And I don't know if we'll finish this map tomorrow, but we'll definitely get close. I kind of want to be done with the map this month, before the end of the year. I told the client Q1 of next year. I feel like we're ahead of the game, but we've already got maps beginning to back up. We've got maps going out for the next 9 months, so I kind of want to get this one done, finished. I want to get into the Frog God games, Troll Lord games, Castle Keeper's Guide, colouring. I want to kind of get that down the queue. I want to start getting into the Frog God games, Necropolis map. I want to get that back onto the table. So we have lots going on, and starting to funnel these things out is part of it. You can see that I've started to introduce more greenery in the farming areas. I'm going to continue to do that. but I'm alternating between dry stone, kind of mud, a little bit of the dry mud, and green. And I wanna make it green, but dry. It's the Mediterranean. What needs to be done for Necropolis? Great question. We need to finish the outside wall details. I think we're 99% done with that. We've got our background pretty much done. I think we've got all of our ground floors done. I think we were working on, thank you darling, I think we were working on rooms now. Per room we were coming through to make sure the lighting of each room was correct, and then we basically need to start drawing in the details. So if there's sarcophagus, if there's amphora, we need to draw them in there. And that's where the love comes, right? Remember the torture room from Teagle Manor? That's what we need to start to do. We read out the description, we draw it. So that's what we're going to do next. And then there is a smaller dungeon that is a lower level, maybe an upper layer of it. So there is another half to draw, maybe a quarter, plus a side view. We've got to do a side view. Maybe with our newfound skills, we'll do an isometric view. Who knows? Hey, Wayne was still here.
Hey!
But yeah, there's plenty to do in Necropolis. Necropolis, I think, will occupy at least 3 or 4 months of next year. It's a mini Teagle, but it's a Teagle.
Ryan was saying he can't hear anything, but he can. The guy butts the chat.
Alright, so what are we doing? We're doing this. Alright, so we're gonna go for about 10 more minutes-ish. Alright, let's get some greenery in here. Let's slap some greenery down in here.
Wargaming giving Jonathan fact. I have drunk 72 ounces of water during this stream. Wowzers.
That's good. That's what you meant to do. Drink water. Although I've watched Wargaming Recon playing Blood Bowl and drinking water. You know what? I drank 72 ounces of water too. Murky water.
No, I was gonna say 5 ounces of water. 5 ounces of water. Well, if once this is done, 5 ounces. We've had 3.5 ounces of water so far. 3.25. 3.25.
Green Luton ate ice cream.
What kind of ice cream? That's actually
the question for the house smells like stuffing.
Okay, first, everybody's question is, what is your favorite ice cream? Second question is, why does your house smell like stuffing? Obviously, you're making stuffing, but what's the occasion? Like, is it just dinner, or is it something special going on?
All right, so my favorite ice cream is British Neapolitan.
What's the difference?
Or actually, British Tutti Frutti, I should say.
What the hell is Tutti Frutti? What the hell is Tutti Frutti, and what's the difference between American Tutti Frutti and British Tutti Frutti?
British Tutti Frutti is, there's almost like candy bits in there. In fact, if Alex Vixen is still around, maybe she can help me out describing it, because it's been many years since I've had it. I just love Tutti Frutti.
I always think of wop bop a doo bop a dum bam boo. Freaking, I got like Little Richard now going in my head.
Yeah, it's an ice cream version of that. Yeah, that would be accurate.
The only Tutti Frutti I know is Little Richard. Okay, I almost got grossed out because I saw Wargaming's question to Princess, where he was asking her, "What do you like to put on your banana smoothie?" And then I saw Orion Noir's response to the dinner question of avocado and tomato. And my brain just was like, that is the grossest banana smoothie of all time.
That would be pretty gross.
But my apologies. As soon as I saw it, I then realized I was getting names mixed up. And then I was like, okay. So, GL, your favorite... Oh, no, the ice cream you had was Caramel Sutra. Is that like one of those Ben and Jerry like play on words ones where it's like a caramel twist, but they call it like Caramel Sutra? Ooh, Princess, this is what she does on her banana splits. 2 frozen bananas, protein powder, Fage yogurt, is that fake yogurt? And almond milk. Fage, Fagi.
Faye. Says walk in the weekend. You gotta pronounce it Faye. But you gotta do the face animation. Faye.
Oh, not a banana split, a banana smoothie. My apologies, Strikeout. My apologies. Okay, so the Caramel Sutra is vanilla chocolate with chocolate chips in the center of caramel or caramel. Nice. Faye.
Yeah, Faye. We gotta do Faye.
Faye yogurt. What is Faye yogurt? Is it like super yogurt? Mega yogurt? Kinda yogurt? Not yogurt at all. I'm going through all the paces here. It's yogurt. No. No, I don't want a link. You can just tell me. I'm lazy right now.
Jack doesn't want to click things.
I'm clicking things all day. All right,
Clickety.
You got a Bean Boozled going on.
I'm not eating a bean. Do I end the stream with a bean? Do I eat a bean?
Ooh, the most healthy yogurt available locally. Okay. Fall from grace. I know, fall from grace. I should not eat the bean. No, this is an odd number. This is her bean. Her bean.
This would be my bean. Who's telling you to eat the bean?
Pex is telling me to eat the bean. I don't think Pex has my best interest in mind.
No, he has no one's best interest in mind. That is a fact.
I do not take one for the bean team. No bean. Thank you, Princess. No bean.
All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do bean time. And I'm gonna move my fist, and we're gonna do the beans. Should we do it? All right. You know how boxers warm up like this? When you're a bean meister, you do this, okay? Here we go. There's good smells coming out of here, which means this is going to be a bad bean. Here we go. I think it's meant to be good. You know how they have toothpaste as being bad? But I'm actually okay with toothpaste. So their bad is my good. I think this is meant to be good. But I'm actually going to slide the needle towards bad. I feel like this is a berry explosion. But if a random guy came up to you in the street and shoved a bunch of berries in your face and just jammed it in there until you were like, that's too much berry, but he kept going. This is all on berry. This is a berry bukkake right now. It's too much. So I think it's meant to be a good one. But I actually don't like it. I don't know what that is. Fako berry, right? I mean, it's a Fako berry. So I had Fako berry. Not a fan.
I actually want to say that I think I might have had that before, especially when you said it might be, I don't know, well, maybe you didn't say this. Maybe I just heard this in my mind. Kind of a blueberry. Oh, no, you said it was kind of like a toothpaste, which made me think it was maybe like a blueberry. I've actually had like the Jelly Belly blueberry beans, which are supposed to be good. That's like from the normal pack. But it was one of those ones where it was like, you know, so much berry, it's nasty in your face. And it was like, oh God, why is this so violent? I don't like this. So I bet you got like the Jelly Belly like blueberry, which is supposed to be nice, but it's not. It's actually vile.
And you know, there's a lot of flavors in here that are actually pretty good. They're pretty tasteful. Like especially the cocktail ones. And they're almost natural. And let's just say they have the flavors dialed in. So cock on to that. This didn't. This tasted artificial. And I'm no flavor snob. This was just not a good flavor. I think I literally tasted the mad scientist does berry. That's what I just tasted right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how you were commenting that the toothpaste is intended to be bad, but you're like, it's not a bad flavor. I'm actually that way with the one that's it's like pepper. I think it's supposed to be one of the bad ones, and it's like it tastes like a jelly bean of pepper. Well, I love pepper. So when I in the past, long ago, I would like the ones that are supposed to be nasty. Oh, the one that's pepper. I was sitting there going like, that's great, thank you. I want the jelly bean that tastes like pepper, please. I don't want the one that tastes like vomit. Ugh. No, thank you. Good Lord, that was a horrible experience.
The fact that the Orion Noir just did a fish as an emote. It's like, yeah, I don't want to taste fish. And I think there are fish ones in here.
It's got the Illuminati eye, the eye in the triangle on the back of the dollar bill, a fish, and then a flaming hand with a golden card. What the hell? Yeah, she's like plastic blueberry. Close enough.
Alex,
close enough.
You kill me. You kill me exactly. Does this taste okay? Yeah, it tastes like a plastic blueberry. Close enough.
Yeah, the guys in the testing chamber going, it's good. Yes, that's fine. We'll go with that one.
Yeah, exactly. Actually,
we'll go with that flavor. It's like, oh, sadness.
All right, so I think that is a perfect point. I'm having a lot of fun, but this is a perfect point to end the stream for today. Remember, we will be back tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to continue working on this map. I don't know if we're going to continue working the outside areas or if we'll actually hit some of these uncolored buildings. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. We're going to switch to the inside. I thought I'd be done by tomorrow night. I was a lying toe rag. No way we're going to be done by tomorrow night. But she is taking shape. I think in that we can agree. So, thank you, Jack, for joining us tonight. Always a blast, my friend.
Of course.
And thank you, all of you. I just love hanging out here. I can't imagine even doing any level of mapping without you. She says doing off-camera work from time to time. But you know what I mean. I love you all. It's absolutely fantastic hanging out with you. So I'll be back tomorrow. No Jack tomorrow, but we will be working on this bad boy right here. Now, before we go, I just want to give a quick shout out again to your Twitch subscribers, to your Patreon backers. We've got names to add to this slide over here. Much love. And big love to all of you that joined me in the chat today. And I mean that. Whether you are chatting, and I love it when you chat with me, or if you were lurking in the background, in which case I kind of respect that. I'm a bit of a lurker myself. I get it. Thank you. Let's do it again tomorrow. 5:30 Pacific time. We're going to be working on Lukatoi. Until then, everyone have a good one. Alex Vixen, describing what a toe rag is. Alex, thanks for having my back, girl. I really do appreciate that. I kind of thought you might know what a toe rag is. Of course you do. This is your world. You live it. I'm bringing the vernacular to the colonies, shall we say. Between us, we'll educate them. With that said, now we're out.
Catch you on the flip side.